Good morning, students. In previous class, we have studied about the decline of textile industries in India. In today's class, we will be studying about the decline of iron and steel industries in India. So, as we have studied that with the advent of British or with the coming of the British and India becoming their colony, the industries started to decline under the British rule. So in this, the iron, we can say that the textile industries declined. Then the iron and steel industries also declined. So let us see what were the reason. Earlier, before the arrival of the colony, we can say that colonial government, that is the British, the smelting process was very common in India. So what is the smelting? Smelting is the process in which the iron is extracted from its ore. So it was a very common, we can say that, practice in India. Mainly in the Bihar and central area, we have smelters in each and every district or in each and every town. It was a very common practice. Now, these smelters used the local deposit of iron ores and they made the, we can say that, implements or the tools that were of the daily use. Further, Indians had also perfected in the art of making steel and used it for making the weapons too. Now, like the craft of Indian textile, the craft of iron smelting also declined with British conquest of India. Again, there were several factors responsible for the, we can say that, decline of the iron and steel industries in India. So let us see what was the first reason. A series of British forest laws passed by the mid-19th century in the form of Forest Act restricted access to the forested area. Iron smelters thus could either not go into the forest to collect wood for the charcoal or had to pay heavy taxes to the forest officials to secure permission to enter the forest. So as the British, we can say that, colonized the India, they passed various laws related to the forest in mid-19th century and they restricted the entry of common people into the forest. So as it became difficult for the common men to enter the forest, they could not collect the woods from the forest to make the charcoal which was necessary for this smelting process, or they had to take permissions from the British officials by paying heavy amounts so that they can secure their movement in the forest for the collection of charcoal. So this was the one reason which resulted in the decline of the, we can say that, iron and steel industry. The second reason is the demand of iron produced by local indigenous smelters also declined because of the tough competition from the British steel. In fact, the large demand for iron and steel required for the construction of railway in India was met by importing iron and steel from England. Further, the demand of this, we can say that, the iron and steel produced by the indigenous people, that is the local Indians, it declined because after the industrial revolution, the iron and steel were also being produced in, we can say that, European countries, which were far cheaper than the indigenous iron and goods. And further, the iron was also necessary for building, we can say that, railway. So what was being done, that most of the iron was being imported from the European countries as it was relatively cheaper than the Indian goods, and the other reason is that they used to get the thing in bulk from there rather than from the Indians. Now, under these conditions, the Indian smelters could not continue with their occupation for long. Many gave up their craft and looked for other means of livelihood. So the condition that arose after the colonization, the Indian smelters, they could not continue for a long time as the demand of their iron and steel declined. So they left their, we can say that native occupations, and they moved for the other means of livelihood. Now tomorrow I will be continuing the topic of reindustrialization. Thank you.